In this video, I'm going to tell you the story about why you should never, ever quit, ever. There's a bunch of people out there who just need to be told to never fucking quit. So that's exactly what we're going to go over here. I'm going to show you a prime example of me quitting. And I've never been a quitter, ever. I've accomplished some pretty cool things in my life as a college baseball player, right? I started as a walk-on, ended my career as an All-American. That's not the point, though. What the point is because of that, I never foresaw myself quitting anything. I understand the power of hard work, the power of starting off when you suck at something and then end up going on the journey to winning a lot. And I think that ego kind of fucked with me a little bit, especially over the past couple of years. I've started and stopped so many different things. I grew a YouTube channel to 44,000 subscribers by doing skits, quit. Literally got paid to start streaming on Twitch, quit. For good reason, I didn't want to be a DJ anymore. But I have started a lot of different things and quit. 4 years ago, started crypto. I'm still in crypto. I don't like consistently trade though, quit. Started a clothing brand 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, quit. I've started a lot of shit and quit. And I picked up a habit of quitting after accomplishing my number one goal in life, which was literally to become the best possible baseball player I could be. You know, maybe that story is for a different video, but we're going to go over the most recent episode of quitting. It honestly all starts back almost this time last year. This time last year, I was like grinding content, right? If you follow Pat Kelly Performance, I was in his videos. We were making tons and tons of skits. We were doing great. But like slowly but surely, we started transitioning to new and better things. I think that at this time, literally June of last year, if I remember correctly, was when I first started like really getting into streaming on Twitch, right? Grinding. We were doing Elden Ring marathons, right? I think I got to like the last boss in Elden Ring, bro. 26 years old, grinding video games, thinking that I was going to make it as a streamer, and I easily could have. I made it to my first payout. Moral of the story is I went on vacation and I realized that, hey man, there's just no possible way that I could be playing video games as a 26-year-old. I have to build a business for myself. I have to start building my legacy, all right? And I was trying to do that. I was just doing it in the wrong ways. Realistically, I was at rock bottom. I had no idea what I wanted to do next. Started applying for jobs because I knew I wanted to move out of my family's house, my parents' house. Something had to change. I get a job in high ticket sales closing on a fitness offer. It's what I'm still doing right now. I end up making my first 10K in like 60 or 70 days. It was crazy, bro. But realistically, like, I know it's not my long-term vision, but realistically, I don't want to have to show up to a call to make money. I want something a bit more passive, and nothing is truly that passive, but you know what I mean. I want to be able to travel, run my business, make content as I like, and then of course, have that freedom. So that's why even after making my first 10K in high ticket sales, I said, there's something more out there. I know it. There's no way that my main purpose in life is to be, closing people on a fitness offer. Like I want to be more hands-on if I'm going to be doing client work. I want to have my own offer, and we'll get into that. You'll see this channel develop with that. But in November of 2024, after I'm consistently making income with high ticket sales, I end up starting my own e-com store. I'm about to show you some screenshots here as to what I did with this store and why I think that it's super important for you to just never fucking quit. As you can see here, this is from November 1st to November 30th. At this point, I'm doing pretty well with high ticket sales, right? I'm making crazy money, but I'm enjoying it. I'm being consistent. I'm closing at a higher rate. I knew there was more out there. I really did. So I start this store, and it isn't until December that I launch ads for it. Now, in the month of December, I end up doing 15 orders. I make $500. Now, it wasn't profitable. You can see it's a very low conversion rate. But like for the first time in my life, in my own business, after knowing that I've wanted to create my own business forever, literally since 2021, I gained some traction, and it felt like I was on crack. I really felt like I was entering a new lifeline. If you've ever read this book, Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland, you'll know exactly what I mean by transferring my life to a new lifeline, to stepping on the path of a new lifeline. And it felt fucking amazing, bro. It really did. It was winter. It was cold. I was grinding in the dark on my store. I was making sales. I was like a CEO for the first time in my life, bro. And it felt amazing. Fast forward to January. I'm just going to show you the first 7 days. Remember, This is the first store I've ever actually launched ads with at this point in my life. I ended up doing my first 1K week. Bro, like 3.6 percent conversion rate, 32 orders. Dude, this is insane. This is my first store ever. I really felt like I was on cloud nine for a little bit. I really did. But the problem was, I had no idea what I was fucking doing. And because of that, I didn't realize the blessings that I had. I was unable to find a way to make this store profitable. I ended up doing $1,400 in total sales. And at the end of the day, I think I had about $2,300 in ad spend. So like profitability wise, whatever the numbers worked out to, I was about like $800 in the red. Couldn't find a way to make this profitable, but I was so close. And the only reason why I didn't understand how to make this store profitable was because I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the understanding. And that scared me. But it scared me in a way that I wasn't even conscious to. It never even crossed my mind to start doing some more research and continue February on the right track. I just stopped. 2.44% conversion rate. I'm pretty sure this is the first 7 days of February. I had a 9% conversion rate on the first week of February and I stopped. I literally stopped. High ticket sales took me from my parents' basement to Austin, Texas. That's where I was. I moved right at that point, right in like January or February, whatever it was. And once I got to Austin, I just stopped doing e-com, knowing that I didn't want to continue doing high ticket sales. And now all of a sudden, it's June 14th. And May 1st, I invested in e-com mentorship. That's what I'm doing right now. I haven't found a winner yet. I'm going to update you guys on that part, but I wanted to make this video first. But I quit my store. And I'm getting sales as I'm driving across the country as I'm literally driving from Pennsylvania to Austin, Texas. The whole way down, I'm getting sales. Yeah, because in January I moved. Didn't even cross my mind. It did not even cross my mind to learn more information about e-com, despite doing all of this on my own. Like, I really don't know what was going on in my mind, other than the fact that I was just completely and utterly ignorant to the fact of what was about to happen. And I soft quit my way out. I soft quit e-com. Guys, you can't quit. And the reason why most people quit is because they don't understand that they just need to put in a little bit more effort. And effort might not even be the right word. To be honest, like, they might not even understand that they just need to level up towards that next part of their journey. I didn't know how to make this store profitable. I think the lesson of this video is that I was crossing into a new lifeline. Got myself into high ticket sales because I was at rock bottom. Made my first 10K in 70 days. Realized that there was more out there than just taking sales calls. Wanted to start my own business. Not too much longer. From August to like November, I hit my first 1K week in ecom. Wasn't profitable. It was rev, but I still did that shit. And I just did not realize what I was about to do. And what I was about to do was soft quit. My life changed because I moved to Austin. Let that be cope, and that was it. So I was writing my journal today what I just learned, because I was doing the taxes for this store. I have to track the taxes, the expenses. And it made me realize what happened, bro. I never want someone to do exactly what I just did right there. I never want someone to be presented an opportunity to leave the job that, they like, but they don't see themselves doing for the rest of their lives. I never want someone to be in that position where the only thing that's holding them back from bettering themselves, from making more money, from literally making something work after so many times they've quit, they failed, they fucked up, people told them they couldn't do it. The last thing I want them to do is soft quit on themselves when the only thing they really need to do is level up their consciousness just a little bit by learning more information, by taking that next step that they're probably scared to do, by just staying in the trenches a little bit longer. I learned that lesson. I didn't realize it until today. Until fucking today. Bro, you're capable of so much. You are capable of so much. I have fucked up. I have quit. I have won. I have been successful. I have failed. Dude, I've done so much. I've traveled to so many different places. I've met so many different people. I've fumbled some of the hottest girls. I've whipped on some of the hottest girls. Bro, I've done so much in my life. But the thing that I've been missing up until this point is the fact that when you're fucking right there, you just got to push a little bit more. You just got to push a little bit fucking more. And that comes down to eliminating the distractions, eliminating that negative voice you hear in your head, that doubt, that fear. I looked into the void and I turned away from the void. I will never let that happen again to myself. The whole purpose of my content, my message, my brands, my video, my tweets, everything, it is now dedicated towards speaking to that kid, that dude, that man who was in that same position as me not too long ago, where they're about to make it work, but they self-sabotage their way out of finding the thing that fucking saves them, that saves their family, the thing that finally fucking works. I don't want that to happen to anyone ever fucking again, and I'm not going to let that shit happen to me again. What a fucking blessing. What a blessing. And I just wish you guys the best of luck. Never fucking quit. Never quit on yourself. Before you do, just take that extra little step towards better knowledge, to more strategic knowledge, and hang in there because you're doing the right things. You just have to keep going. I'll see you guys next video.